Hello students, in today's class we will cover nested if-else statement. A nested if statement is when we use if statement in another if statement, it is called as nested if-else statement. This slide shows the syntax of nested if statement. Here we have the first test expression, that is the condition. When this condition is true, we are supposed to check one more condition. So here in the true block of this outer if statement, we have another if statement where we are checking another test expression. If this expression is true, it executes the statements of the inner block. If this expression 2 is false, it goes to else part of this inner if statement. If the outer test expression is false, then it goes to else block where we may have another if statement. So we have here if test expression 3. If this test expression 3 is true, statements of inner if block are executed. If the test expression 3 is false, it goes to else part. So here we are using if statement in another outer if statement. Either this if statement may be present in true block, that is the if block of outer if statement, or it may be present in the false block. This is the false block of the outer if statement. It is also called as else block, or it may be present in both true and false block. However, it is shown on this slide. So all these three variants are called as nested if-else statement because we are using one if statement in another if statement. The syntax is shown in the form of flowchart here. Here we have the test expression. If this is true, it goes to expression 2. When this is true, it goes to statement 1. If this is false, it executes other block of statements. If the outer test expression is false, it goes to test expression 3. If it finds that this expression is true, it goes to statement 3, or else it goes to statement 4. This is how the nested if else statement works. Let us take one example so that you can understand it clearly. Here we have the flowchart to print the largest of 3 numbers where we are using nested if statement. So the flowchart is shown. Start. Read 3 numbers A, B and C. First it compares the first and second number, that is A and B. If A is greater than B, if this is true, it goes here and it checks whether A is also greater than C. If it is true, that means A is greater than B and also it is greater than C. So it prints A is largest. For example, A is 50, B is 40, C is 30. It checks 50 greater than 40, it is true, it comes here, it checks 50 greater than 30. This is also true, so it prints A is largest. Let us assume the values of A, B and C as 50, 80 and 30. In this case, it compares AB, that is 50, 80. In this case, this will be false. So it comes here in the else part and it checks whether B is greater than C, that is 80 greater than 30. So this is also true. So it prints B is largest. If the values of A, B and C are 50, 80 and 130, in this case, first it compares A and B and it finds that B is the greater, that is 80 is greater. So it comes here, it checks B and C, that is 80 and 130. In this case, the condition becomes false because 130 is greater, C is greater. So it comes to the false path and it prints C is largest. This is how a nested if statement works. Let us design the program for this and see how it works. So this is the program to find the largest of three numbers. Here we have the comment, program to find largest of three numbers. We have hash include statement, which includes the header file of C, that is stdio.h in the program, void main. In main function, we have first the variable declaration. In this, we require three values. So, three variables are declared, A, B and C, to store three numbers. The data type is integer. Next we have CLR SCR to clear the screen. Then we have printf statement to print the message, enter three numbers on the screen. Scanf %d 3 times because we are accepting three values. So 3 times %d and the values we are taking as integer. So here %d. If you take float data type here, that is the decimal values with the fractional part, in that case the format specifier you can take it as %f. So at present, as it is integer, %d is given here. So %d 3 times, ampersand a will tell that the first value should be stored in the variable a, second value should be stored in the variable b, and third value should be stored in the variable c. Next, first we should compare the first and second number, that is a and b. If a greater than b, then we have to compare this a with c. So here we have the statement, if a greater than c. If this is also true, that means a is greater than both b and c. So in that case, we must print the value of a as the largest value. So here we have the statement %d is large. At the place of %d, it prints the value which is stored in a. Suppose the value of a is 150, it prints 150 is large. If a is not greater than c, that means c is largest. So here we have the statement in else part, that is printf %d is large, that is c is large. Whatever value is present in c will be printed here. Suppose the first condition, that is a greater than b, is false. That means b is greater. When this condition is false, it means b is large. In that case, it goes to else part and it checks whether b is greater than c. If b is also greater than c, then it prints b is large. If this condition is false, b is greater than a, but it is not greater than c. That means C is the largest. So it goes to else part and it prints C is largest. This is how the program works. Let us compile it and execute. Let me show you today one more method of executing the program, and that is nothing but trace into method, which will show how the program executes statement by statement. For that we have to use the function key F7. So let me select trace into, or you can press F7 here. It starts execution of the program stepwise. So as we have studied in previous class, main is the function where the actual execution of the program starts. It clears the screen. While compiling, memory locations are reserved for the variables. It goes directly to CLR SCR statement. Then it executes the next statement. Press F7 every time. Press F7, it goes to the next statement. So the next statement is enter 3 numbers. Printf enter 3 numbers. This will print the message on the screen, enter 3 numbers. Then press F7, it goes to scanf, %d 3 times, ampersand A, B and C. So what this statement does, it accepts 3 numbers. Let me give the values as 10, 20 and 30. So A will store 10, B will store 20 and C will store 30. Press enter, it goes to the next statement. So here it compares A and B. The value of A is 10, the value of B is 20. A greater than B, the condition becomes false. So if the condition is false, it has to go to else part. When you press F7, it goes to else block, where it checks B with C, that is 20 and 30. Is 20 greater than 30? Here also the condition is false. So press F7, it goes to else part of that statement and it prints C is large, that is 30 is large. So here we have the output 30 is large. Let me execute it once again. Press F7 again. Once again it executes the program. It clears the screen. It prints the message on the screen. Press F7 every time. F7. It asks us to enter the values. Suppose the values now are 20, 30 and 10. Press enter. Now the value of A is 20 and B is 30. Is 20 greater than 30? No, the condition is false. So in this case it goes to else part and it checks 30 and 10. In this case 30 is greater than 10. So when you press F7, it goes to the next statement, that is true block, where we have the statement printf B is large. After printing B is large, it goes outside where we have the statement get ch. So here it prints 30 is large, that is the B value. This is how we can execute the program stepwise. And here we have used nested if statement, where we have used one if statement in another if statement.